Alright, testing, 1, 2, 3, what's going on, fellow rogues? It's Massmere here, and welcome in for episode, 17 of Arcade Paradise. So, eventually we're going to get this game finished, rogues. I'm assuming, estimating, guesstimating, protestimating, ingestimating, if you want to, just shut up. Anyways, I'm hoping we can probably, get it done, within, the next, couple streams. I know that, the way it's kind of gone right now, I'm hoping, we're probably going to be live for about, maybe an hour tonight. Kind of got a bit of a late start today. I'm going to at least be live for, an hour. Going to try to see if we can at least knock one or more of the cabinets out of the way, tonight. Because we basically got to work our way through that, and then afterwards, we got to, get whatever money is that's going to be needed for, the sign, for the actual official sign, to make it a proper arcade. It already is. Obviously, we kind of got ourselves a little scenario where people are going to, come to us, this isn't a laundromat. It's nah, yeah, you think? This isn't King Wash. This is, Arcade Paradise, or whatever we're going to name it. But either way, regardless, hopefully we can, at least get one more machine out of the way tonight. I do still have my retro stream to do after this. Like I said, I got a bit of a late start today. That's when I'm going to go ahead and actually get to this. So yeah, let me go ahead and actually, kind of... Well, it actually went, on the first button press that time. I think, there's a few times I've actually, just... Because with my stream deck, I got, set my little auto thing where it switches over to, the scenes. I think it may just be sometimes I don't actually, I'm not actually properly in, the particular folder or whatever on it. But I've had this thing for, since, 2017 or 2018. So I'm just hoping it's not trying to crap out on me. But, I would like to eventually get, another stream deck anyway. I would like to have... Because this is, one of the first ones they had. And I would like to get, one of the updated ones. And, preferably get, in a white color to match my desk and everything. But anyways, yeah. Arcade Paradise. We're going to go ahead and, get through this. Because I'm going to be doing my retro stream after this. The main plan is going to be Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures. Don't know if I'm going to beat it in one go. But we're going to at least, try to play some of that tonight. For now, I'm going to go and probably do, about an hour or so of this. Try, maybe, do 1 or 2 days, depending. Stack... See, I just got here, and already my machines are breaking down. It's Stack Overflow, of all things. See, I just got here. It's my birthday tomorrow, and y'all trying to put me to the ringer. Literally, it's my birthday tomorrow, for those who ain't been keeping up with the streams. Yeah, I got, some plans for that. So, yeah, seriously, these heathens have no respect. It's y'all could at least, let me some pizza funds in here or whatever, if you're gonna, be... It's bad when I'm basically doing manual labor like this in my own, it's how the hell am I the maid and the owner of my own, arcade? Arcade or maid? Whatever. Arcade maid, either way. That joke's already done ran its course, but... Seriously, I swear it feels like every time I come in here, I got more trash. Stack Overflow, more like a trash overflow. Shit. What the... There was 2 there? I didn't even see the other one. I like we got this random Mortal Kombat-ish music playing in the background. Blick, blick, blick. Should have been trying to encroach on my territory. God, that was terrible. Shit. Normally I'd get that one on the first try, but oh no. I honestly thought those were like, you know, those are identical twins. On the outside. Booyah. I got a lot, because the thing is, their outfits made me think of checkers. I could totally go for some checkers right now. But it's like it's the most ass-backward thing. It makes me think of, like, you know, I can't remember, like, Big Boy or whatever it is. I can't remember if it's like, it's got, like, the weird, All right, Nico, I appreciate you. It's like, it's that one, I'm gonna pull up a picture of it. It's like a freaking paradox here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I mean, dead ass serious here. It's like this. It's a pizza restaurant, the Big Boy and everything. You know, a pizza restaurant and checkers all at the same time. Like, do y'all even know where you want to work? You like 3 different restaurants all in one. I can't unsee it now. You're a checkers, a Big Boy, and like a freaking and a Pizza Hut. Yeah, something was wrong with my neck. All right, is that everything? Because, I mean, I always, like, miss, like, one piece of trash or whatever. Really, Fruit Crush? Like, who the hell plays that one? Or who broke my machine? See, that's all that trash I'll leave around. It's all that trash, you know. Be gone, bug. Must be a long break. Okay, just making sure we're not missing anything. Watch, it's gonna be like that one random bottle of soda that's gonna like sneak up on me like it always does. Or soda bottle, water bottle, whatever. I bet you it's gonna always be that because it always blends in with the carpet. I bet just what's gonna happen. It always does. There's a can. I'm just trying to, like, nip it in the bud this time. Because it always gets me every time. Okay, I don't see it. Now watch this. I'm going to, like, be walking around. I'm going to see it at one point. Alright, so where we at on it? Alright, 1,000 something. Okay, what's our to-do? Play Wood Got Golf for 5 minutes. Oh, crap. I hate that game. Bark over 5 minutes. Or 5 times. Complete 1 stage in Line Terror. The Line Terror one shouldn't be too bad. I can't remember if I've actually completed a stage in this or not. We're about to find out. We're about to try. Ain't gonna lie, I do not like this. See, that's what frustrates me. You'll touch my friggin'... Don't be touching my line. You're not allowed. Oh shit, don't you touch me. No, 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 no. Like a visible ass Darth Maul, like, you know, freaking twirling his goddamn, you know, staff saber around. Nope. I mean, I will say this game is kind of fun. No, 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 no. Don't be touching my lines. I like my lines to be, like, you know, perfectly placed. Pixel by pixel, and your punk ass, you know, pathetic, you know, pinwheeling self. Peter Piper, pickle, pepper in my, you know, freaking lines. That with too many P's and Q's. Too many P's and not enough Q's. I don't know where the hell I was going with that, but it's bullshit. It's just typical that my freaking, you know, arch enemy here is a freaking line. Goddamn geometry. It's like the freaking, you know, line from Pong or whatever, you know, suddenly got an attitude and started wanting to try to fight people. It's literally what this is. It's the freaking line from Pong, you know, finally he's had enough of, like, you know, being in one place, so he basically decided to go out on his own and have his own game. Don't you touch my line, jackass. Thank you. I'll never touch this game again. It's the next to-do list thing. Freaking line. Okay, what broke? It said something broke down, right? I swear that's what they said. What broke? Did something break down? Or was something full? I can't win this game. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy trying to dodge, like, you know, Harry Potter Invisibility Cloak Dark Maul right there. That was a stretch, but... Man, what's that kind of half-ass, that pun, but I mean, Darth Maul beat me to that one. Okay. What guy got... Whatever, let's go get this over with. Well, hold on. First off, what was it that they... Wait. Alright, hold on. Yeah, making sure we got that. Okay. Let's go and do a perimeter round just to be safe. I don't want to play that. But like I said, we should hopefully be able to at least get one more cabinet by the time I finish the stream. As a Bug Eye is what I'm kind of wanting to work on now. It's kind of my next go-to game. But again, this does really have me wanting to get more into doing Arcade 50. Not Arcade UFO 50. Because now that we pretty much, you know, played through that, like, and figured out, like, what all games I really want, like, you know, try out on it. So there may be a stream for that Sunday. I'm not entirely sure. All right, yeah. Okay. Man, I don't even know if I actually really tried the air hockey yet. There was one. Okay, I can't remember. Like, we got, like, you know, yeah. Those is the video of hockey right here? Yeah, I've done that one, but I don't know if I've actually really played much of the actual air hockey. I ain't gonna lie, the pillar right there, I thought that was actually a cabinet. Straight up though, I mean, I do really do, you know, I keep on saying if I ever did actually get somewhere with, like, you know, my pursuits as a content creator and everything, one thing I really would like to do is just actually have, like, a proper arcade cabinet. I don't know which one it'll be for. I mean, I personally would probably, like, you know, want to have one from Marvel vs. Capcom. I know they got, like, the 1-up cabinets and everything. I really would like to have my own Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. But also, there's, like, a part of me that really does wish I could just kind of build my own. It's always been a dream of mine, have, like, an arcade cabinet. It would just be cool to just, you know... I've always thought it would just be, like, an awesome little thing. Like, let's say, you know, I'm doing a stream, have friends hanging out, and you guys can see, like, you know, just one of them, like, in the background, like, you know, just playing, like, you know, like, an arcade, you know, my arcade cabinet or whatever. Or just even, like, just, like, a little thing where me and my friends are just, like, sitting around, like, talking about stuff, maybe, like, a podcast or whatever, and, you know, we got, like, a little arcade cabinet, so us can just get up and just casually go over there and play while chatting. I don't know, maybe I got some weird goals, but... See, now, that right there, honestly, that's like a dream. That right there, that would have made my day. I would have found a way to get that damn thing in my house. I would have totally been all over that. That's the thing, because I've got, like, you know, the Marvel vs. Capcom, like, you know, the collection. And that is something I want to get back into and make it AD43, because we did a stream where we were like running a few rounds. Let's see, but Wood Guy Golf. Let's go and get the Wood Guy Golf one out of the way. Oh, okay. Yeah, if it was an OG, like not even a one-up one. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wanting. And honestly, what I really have seen is technically, I mean, it's still a lot more money than I've got, but like what I have seen, I think, like, regardless of some companies where you can get a, cabinet custom made, it's not really as expensive as you think. Still more money than I've got, but on hand. But that's like one of my things. One of the first things I'd actually like to get is just like a little arcade cabinet. It's just I've always wanted one. Like that was like one of my impulse purchases. And I'm going to say straight, you guys have seen like on my streams, like I haven't really had the best luck with golf games. Arcade 50, that one like alien robot like golf game. Don't get me started on Walkabout Mini Golf, which I definitely want to play more of that because I absolutely love that one. This game right here, like, it's just going to be like the... Okay, now that was goddamn shenanigans. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll show you. Oh, that's how it works. All right, let me... See, y'all thought I was never gonna, like... Welcome to Elgin Knox. Y'all thought I was never gonna pursue my dream as a golfer. Alright, now watch. I'm gonna get a hole-in-one. Watch this. Not a hole-in-3. Bullshit! See, this is why I don't mess with golf games. Get in there. Hey, what the fudge? I almost broke the damn cabinet. I mean, this is just... I had to play for 5 minutes. This I have to be good at. Get the hell in there. Really? This game is fixed. This game is totally rigged. I'm playing as a freaking like random ass, lumberjack pixel Chuck Norris here and everything. You still... That's going Woodchuck Norris. Oh, yeah. That's it. They said I just got played for 5 minutes. They didn't have to say I had to be good at it, but god dang, this is embarrassing. Hey, look at Woodchuck Norris. He literally even has like freaking woodchuck teeth. We're not gonna go into how much wood could a woodchuck chuck, thing. We already did Peter Piper's like a bit ago. Here I'm getting tongue-tied like after I actually did the tongue twister. Fucking tree. Yeah, whatever. Shut up. You're evicted. If that lands it... How the hell I managed a par? I have no freaking idea. All right, watch and learn, rogues. I'm gonna show you how to suck at golf. Watch and learn. I'm totally the best not being a... Well, I mean, how the fudge is it like I just... Okay, if I actually land this in, that's gonna be so freaking hilarious, but... Yahtzee. Well, I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse. I swear there's like this... Could you just picture his little pixel ass just falls in the water? Shit. I botched that. Like, how the hell you hit a ball straight up? I don't know what they're trying to give me a damn rainbow for, like it was some kind of miracle that just happened or whatever. I ain't finding my freaking, my lucky charms. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't care about your stupid boat. I swear it's getting further away every time. And we have 5 minutes yet. Or am I? Oh. Well, I mean, you ain't on the damn property. Just shut up. Don't be going... Don't let me cash you in that tree again. I mean, the attitude guard there. I mean, I don't know what your problem is. You better make amends with me. You know what? And all these trees like cut down here. I'm blaming freaking loot and plunder from freaking Captain Planet. That's what's going on here. You mean to tell me your stupid ass can hit these over a freaking stump? 5 minutes passed. See? That's the kind of luck I have. You mean to tell me I was off by 1 damn second? I left once. They are done. Screw that game. How the hell did I manage that one? I would do that. That would be my luck. All right, Barkanoid. Move over, move over checkers. I'm driving. Now, as far as this is concerned, I want to get to the other one. As much as I do want to play it, they just said play 5 games, right? I mean, that's how we did this one before. One more time should do it. I mean, they didn't say I had to go in there and actually play. They just said, 5 games. They didn't say actually, win or anything. All right, the do list is done. 315 on the, Crown Sterling. Whatever it is. Let me see. Because I still want to get... I mean, that's the thing. Technically, I don't even need, this guy anymore. Because that was supposed to be if it's just collect cash from the hoppers and put it in the safes, you don't have to do it. I'll be... You know damn well that had to be one of the devs or a developer's son or something. I don't know. I haven't really decided what I want to get yet. Because I really don't care about the Meduna Securitas digital safe. Pick up less trash, clean the toilets less often, find other people's gross... I kind of want to get that, but I don't know if it is actually going to... I mean, really at this point, it don't really matter. Money doesn't really matter as far as what I make. I'm going to get that. Screw it. Oh, you'll still earn as much per find. All right, and... I don't really care about the safe. I mean, less time having to do all that and do that stuff or whatever, so I can go ahead and get in and do my thing. I'll take it. So I don't really care about the assist because we're basically at the end of the game anyway. Okay, right, Bug Eye. Right back at you. Because I was in the middle of this one before or whatever. Now watch this. I bet you that I'm gonna I told you so. I knew it. I called it. I knew for a fact the moment I started if someone was gonna either break or get full or whatever. I didn't get to finish my sentence and it happened. No, it's a Bug Eye. And that's what I was trying to play. Now bug off. Well, man, let me go ahead and check all these things first. Get out of the way. And then you're gonna be like, hopper's full, hopper's full. Okay, yeah, we should, like I said, I definitely should have enough to at least go ahead and get a cabinet maybe after tonight. Because, alongside this, I got got almost 2,000. So that'll be roughly about over 8,000. Seven. Well, when you look at yeah, I mean, kind of close to 9,000. Either way, you know, we're gonna have enough. I'm probably going to actually buy one right now. But after this stream, I definitely want food, though. Before I do my next stream. I really could go for pizza, just ain't got pizza funds. I kind of wish I had, like, the luck I had the other night, you know, when, I mean, some of y'all know, like, you know, like, that the other night, like, mainly some people on the Discord know that I got, like, a free pizza from Domino's. I was walking by, they were at the guy at the gym, and they'd, said that someone canceled an order. And bam, free pizza. You know what, I wouldn't got balk at it. And the ones in question, it actually, you know, because the thing is, it's this thing, like, you know, depending on, like, you know, I think it probably be just about any, like, pizza place. Probably, like, I mean, a lot of times I think it depends on, like, you know, who it is that makes it. But the two in question, like, you know, that were there or whatever, they're, like, you know, two of the best pizza makers there. That's another thing I've always said, like, you know, if I ever actually did, like, you know, come and go with income to where I could travel or something, I totally would just love to go to New York and just, like, you know, have, like, some proper, you know, pizza. Welcome in, Salty Sarge. How you doing? And glad to have you in. Hope you're doing all right. What guy, Junior? Wait, hold on. Do we only have one more? Oh, nope, nope. No, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna save a little more because I want to try blobs from space and see what that is. Because I am tired. Because the thing is, Wood Guy. It basically seems like it's a palette swap of, like, you know, Wood Gal. So we're gonna wait until we got, like, enough to get, like, you know, blobs from space. Like, get out of the way there. You know, no. You trying to squat on my game already, starter? How dare you? Okay, now maybe this time we should get back to the USA level because this is like third time I'm trying to play this in this level. Right. I mean, we know we're gonna get past it, but can I land it? Booyah. Oh, yeah, totally. Okay, can I... There we go. Well, never mind. I guys did... All right, yeah. That was quick. Why is a penguin in Egypt? I mean, if he's looking for ice cream, I mean, I see snow cones, like, you know, anywhere around. That was terrible. Yeah, let's just not, like, make things political here, Salty. Just wanted to say that real quick. Yeah, we just try to keep political talk out of here and everything. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna try to go for trophies and I was like, oh, hell no. Like, some of this stuff just like it's gonna be a nightmare. Oh, no, yes, you know, it's not a problem, you know, Salty. You know, don't even worry about it. Like I said, I'm not like one of those that's gonna, like, you know, unless like someone really comes in and just like massively breaks a rule that, you know, is like very rude about it. I mean, I understand there's those that basically, you know, probably like, you know, I'm very lenient about things. It's like, you know, I give like, you know, a 3-step thing on stuff. You know, it's not a problem. That's when I said I just want to give a warning because this was your first time in here. Jeez. Yeah, it's just kind of like a similar thing I think like, you know, the Amber has on her stuff as well. And it's even like how I have it on my Discord. We just try to, you know, That's the thing, like, I mean, one thing is, like, I'm just not really interested in politics, per se. I mean, I understand, like, stuff that affects everyone, but it's, like, just like on my social media, I just don't really talk about it. And it's kind of like how it is, like, you know, on my Discord server and everything, because, you know, things like that just quickly lead to, like, you know, disagreements and everything. Yeah. But you're good, though. No worries. Yeah, we pretty much just try, like, I try to just have, like, a place where people can get away from, like, a lot of BS going on in the world. Oh, come on, that should have went. Okay, now that one right there, you know. Okay, yeah, nailed that one. Yeah, there ain't no way. Now, there ain't no way I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna laugh if I do. Well, I mean... This one, though, this is gonna be great. Boom. Oh. Oh, you got yourself a game room? Awesome. We were just actually talking about how I'd love to, you know, I was actually just telling them how, like, you know, if I ever actually did make it on my YouTube channel, I would love to just, like, you know, just have, like, an arcade cabinet. That's the reason I've been enjoying this game so much and everything. And between this and, like, also a little time I played of, like, you know, UFO 50. So, like, kind of make... And they're done. Made me think about, like, you know, just my love of, like, you know, arcades and everything. Time I spent in as a kid growing up. If I see it... I swear I thought that was, like, one of those freaking little butthead, like, Martians or the Beavis Martians from, Volstock or whatever. Kind of looks like the... Oh, my God. It looks like the tentacle from Day of the Tentacle. I can't unsee it now. He looks like the tentacle from Day of the Tentacle. So I never actually finished that game. What bit I played of, I actually absolutely loved it. Oh my God, dang it, Barkanoid. I was... Which one of you broke it? Who broke it? You're barking up the wrong tree.
It's a blockhead! Infestation annihilated.
Oh yeah, totally. I've never really, you know, the only Gauntlets I've ever actually really played, I never played the original. But Gauntlet, like, you know, the one that was like around Gauntlet 64, I think it was like the primary one that I played there. My favorite one I had played was Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Just I loved the diversity of the bosses. It was kind of like an expansion of like Gauntlet, you know, 64 and all that. That's one of those I definitely, you know, if I ever actually yeah. The closest I've got is a place called Stevie B's in Warner Robins, but there's like, well, I've kind of said before I live in Georgia and everything. I mean, I'll discuss my location right there, but like, just so you guys know, obviously, just make sure you adhere to like the location discussion stuff. And I just kind of say Warner Robins right there. So that was on me. But yeah, like there's like a few spots like, you know, kind of like, you know, like that. But Stevie B's is basically like just like a little pizza place, like, you know, restaurant chain. They have like a little, you know, game room in the back. It's nothing really major, unfortunately. So they don't have like, you know, a lot of like old school like arcade cabinets. But yeah. I definitely, you know, kind of like, I miss arcades. Okay, yeah. And the thing about it is, it's funny you say that, because I actually was in Athens last year, because I used to do haunt acting, and I was actually part of a, you know, back then, you know, I was, when I say haunt acting, I mean, like, I was a scare actor, you know, for, haunted houses. About 8 years of experience. And, last year, I actually was in Athens, for this, festival called, like, you know, I think it was, like, Haunt Fest April Ghouls. Like, the trail I was a part of did, like, a little, you know, small haunted trail there, like, you know, back in the wooded area. But yeah, that's like the only time I've ever actually been to Athens, but... Yeah. I mean, I can't remember how many times I've done it, but like, it was my actual first, festival. My first ever horror festival. And the cool thing about it was I got to meet Ari Lehman, you know, the very first, like the first, you know, Jason Voorhees. And I had like, you know, 2 pop figures, you know, Jason pop figures he signed. Yeah, just kind of like show you guys real quick. Be right back. Yeah, so I actually have like, you know, I got like a whole horror shelf back there because I love horror and everything. And Ari had because like I said, when I say he was the first Jason, he was like the one that jumped out of the water at the end of the first movie. So he didn't actually ever kill anyone, but he was like the child Jason for the first one. But yeah, he actually signed this one right here. And I told him, I was like, can you just you know, sign us as Fuck Freddy? And he did. And this is definitely not gonna be on eBay. This is my personal collection, but this is actually my favorite of the Jason ones, which I just realized after all this time where he actually put it back in the protector upside. No, he didn't. So this one couldn't be sold anyway. So I've actually got like an 8-bit Jason of him in the purple and blue from the NES Friday the 13th. And he signed this one, you know, James Game Over. So yeah, it was an awesome experience. You know, it was cool meeting him. And then like, you know, he came to the trail itself last year. Because he has his band called The First Jason. He actually has like, you know, it's crazy. You know, he's like, you know, his late 50s, I think, or whatever, and just gets up there and just has so much energy. But yeah, I got to meet like the very first Jason Voorhees. But you know, it was actually around my birthday time. You know, it's kind of like funny. We're talking about this in my birthday tomorrow. It was actually around my birthday. He was supposed to sing happy birthday to me, but we'll just say, you know, he kind of like partook in like, you know, in the green goods a little bit too much and he forgot. But yeah, he was actually supposed to say happy birthday to me, but you know, he forgot. Let's see. Just trying to get caught up. You join the story. Let me see. That's awesome. Oh, and I know someone who probably would have freaking lost it over that because you know, it's actually like, you know, someone I met through haunt acting. You know, she loves Hello Kitty. Oh yeah, totally. This yeah. It kind of like gives me like, you know, Tiger, like, you know, electronics vibes. Shit, did I actually lose before? I mean, I wasn't paying attention. I know I paused the game and everything, but if I lost, whatever. I can't, because I know I've been on Italy for a bit here. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get that sign for this restaurant. I'm gonna humble the hell out of Pops. Like, let's say no daughter of mine is gonna, like, you know, take on illicit activities and, like, you know, make my establishment shady. Oh crap! Whoa. Okay, this is getting kind of Ooh. I might actually lose for the first time here. Right? Come on, I need some blue. I ain't talking about for Becky either. Can you just lose already over there? I don't want. No. Fudge. Right, this person actually this one's putting up a fight here. He really doesn't want to go. And I was talking about at some point like the difficulties were gonna go up, and here we are. Look, I'm gonna need you to lose, sir. I'm gonna need you to, like, you know, because I've got. Nani's right, damn it. You know, I'm not freaking going down that easily. Hang on, sorry guys, I'm just focusing real quick. This guy's actually trying to give me a problem here. He's trying to... Yeah, take the L. I wasn't paying attention when I got everywhere, so I can't remember if I actually... What the fudge bunch is a unicorn in Russia? I didn't say you could come here. Why is he over there looking? Why is he down there looking at my freaking, like, you know, alien like he's a steak or something? That unicorn. I'm gonna tell you this, unicorn. You better take your magical unicorn mayonnaise on somewhere else over there. Looking at me with your freaking bedroom eyes. What the fuck? And now I'm hearing Careless Whisper playing. Oh, God. Careless Whisper. Like another word for a horse, a mare. Mareless Whisper. Son of a bitch. I'll get to it when I dang well please, okay? You know, Racer Chaser can wait. Racer Chaser's been causing me problems today. I'm trying to get this unicorn on off my screen so I never have to look at him again. And I understand how it's gonna be when I play Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures after this or whatever. I mean, y'all gonna be in for a treat with that one. And actually, it's funny because, like, you know, because Nico was talking about, like, you know, Pac-Man earlier. And I'm actually going to be playing a Pac-Man game after this. Oh, can that fucking lumberjack leave me the hell alone? Why the hell you... The lumberjack is pulling a Wreck-It Ralph. He's game jumping. I can't get away from freaking wood guy. You know what? You have to... I'm going to let you tell him that. How can you say, like, you know, this beautiful mascot right here sucks? Like, you know, that is so wrong. But yeah, Pac-Man 2 or whatever is actually much different from what you probably think if you never actually played it. Well, now I'll agree on that. I mean, my boy right... Don't know if you can see... Oh, see, I'm just showing you all my collectibles now. God dang it. I mean... Yeah, I've never actually watched it. I'm one of those that basically, you know, I let my own, like, opinion on movies, you know, be, like, basically be, like, what decides stuff as far as opinion's concerned. Because my thing is, like, a lot of times, like, oh, this movie sucks. And, like, you know, it's kind of like how it was with, like, a couple games in question. Like, the remake for Splatterhouse and also the Deadpool game. And Game Before gave both them 6s or whatever. And I was like, well, I love them. They would have been, like, probably 8s in my view. They weren't perfect, but... I want to give it a shot. But no, yeah, Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures, it's not gonna be like the typical, you know, maze game. Like, I showed, like, you know, Amber and Elginox, like, you know, some screenshots of it last night and everything. It was originally on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. I know, Hopper Racer Chaser, I'm coming. Oh my god! Everything's going wrong here. Oh yeah, my mom's the same way. She loves Adam Sandler. And to me, he's kind of like one of the... It's kind of like similar to, like, Michael Cera. Like, he basically plays himself practically in every movie in a way. Like, they're both, like, so laid back and they're delivering a lot of stuff or whatever. So it's like they're every movie, like, him and Michael Cera are practically the same person. Or the same role. Because, like, for some reason, you look at Michael Cera as Evan and Superbad, and, like, you know, and then Scott Pilgrim, and it's like they're almost the same damn person. I think it's like, is that one, like, meme about, like, how, like, Michael Cera's kind of like someone who just pretty much walked on a movie set one day and he's been, like, trapped ever since. Like, no way out. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. Because we got like a little bit of time here. The business is closed. Did I like, get like everything out of Racer Chaser? I was busy talking to you guys or whatever, and obviously not like faulting y'all. I mean, that's the thing I love. I'm gonna make sure I talk to my viewers. I'm definitely like, not someone like, who just wants people to come in and like, just blindly follow him without, him like, interacting. But, I checked it, okay. Let's see, am I right? Yeah, I don't know, like, what my favorite Adam Sandler movie is. I mean, Billy Madison's, well, another one. Hold up, because she's talking about Adam Sandler. Oh, my God. I'm gonna get to, like, stay seated in a second, Rogues. So I didn't know they had this pop figure. And I can't remember where I was, but I saw it. I was like, I think I was in Target one day. And I was like, oh, shit, I got to have this or whatever. It was like one of my favorite scenes from Billy Madison. They actually had one of the damn, shampoo and conditioner, bathtub thing. So, yeah, they actually had like an actual... Yeah, don't mind the dust on top. It's been up there on my top shelf for a bit. Yeah, so I actually found like a proper, like the actual bathtub thing from Billy Madison. Like where he was basically, drunk and trying to... have a debate on which was better between shampoo and conditioner, because it was one of my favorite scenes from the movie. That and like in the dodgeball scene, but there's so many parts of that movie scenes of that movie I absolutely loved. But for some reason, the bathtub like was one of my favorite parts, and I saw it in the store and I was like, I gotta get it, I have to have it. But yeah, Billy Madison, not Adam Sandler, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, of course. I mean, Eight Crazy Nights is definitely one of my favorite movies of his also. There's like so many. It's hard to like really kind of say like any of his movies are a miss. Of course, like Mr. Deeds. And also, I definitely love The Longest Yard. That was... And my mom, like, who knows how many times she's unwatched that one. Okay, so where are we at on this? Yeah, Blossom Space. As a matter of fact, we're almost close to getting the other cabinet we need. Yeah. We only got one more to go. Valerian gets it. Valerian gets it. Yep. You're welcome in, Val. That's the thing, like, he's so quotable. That's the thing about it. Like, all of his stuff is, like, just so deadpan, and it's just quotable. But God knows, like, one of the best things, like, whenever, like, there's a moment in the movie where he yells. I think, like, one of my favorites, I probably can't, like, quote it properly. Eight Crazy Nights. Got any sand or rock salt in there? I need to get some... Oh, shut up! It's just... I don't know what it was about that movie, but... I remember the first time I watched it, I was fucking losing it almost just constantly. Okay, can we go ahead and go home? I can't remember. I mean, should we? I mean, it's not gonna make any more money right here, so. But, because I know we're supposed to be getting like a Happy Gilmore 2, and I don't know how I feel about that. Mainly because Carl Weathers ain't gonna be in it, but then again, he technically died like he was written off in the first movie anyway. Well, not really written off because he wasn't dead yet, but Chubbs like died in the first movie anyway. So they could easily like pay homage to like Carl Weather in some way in it, like like a grave or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna find some way to put him in there. Like, a tribute to him. Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Valerian. Or Val. Yeah, definitely love Big Daddy. Alright, blobs from space. Let me see. Let's put it, yeah, like I said, Big Daddy's definitely well up there as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, what's blobs from space here? It's what I think it's goddamn Space Invaders. see this stupid freaking Day of the Tentacle looking thing. I just talked about. Don't be freaking like smacking my freaking, you know. Okay, hold on, got one goddamn it. Yes, he's moving that fast. It's space and get ready for wave 2. Yeah. No, wave 2 better be ready for me. I can roll with this now. I mean, I got let me some Space Invaders. Did your mother tell you you like to spit? Okay, now Space Invaders rules dictate, you know, you gotta like want to shoot where it's gonna go. These fuckers are breaking the rules. Well, I mean, you know, collateral damage, bitch. You shouldn't have been there. Okay, where it's gonna go, where it's gonna go. Yeah. I'm trying to process that my freaking tank where it was aiming like a little sideways, and it's still like, you know, aiming straight. Hold on, what's my to-do list? I don't even start this. Oh, God dang it, I hate these things with Zombat. 75 helicopters in attack, but I ain't gotta do it all at once. Complete a song on Cyberdance with over half your beats perfect. That might be a little tough, because, I mean, I have, like, you know, I mean, I can complete song. Shoot me. I mean, truthfully, the to-do list stuff doesn't really matter to me now, because, I mean, I've got, like, you know, upgrades I mainly wanted. I mean, achievement-wise or trophy-wise. I gotta get... Freaking, like, gumball-looking meat wad? I don't know why they made think of meat wad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna go for a platinum with this one. Okay, I know goddamn well, like, you know, these things got hacks. Yeah, well, you know what? I took about like 20 of your freaking, you know, grandchildren with you. Like saying like their grandpa was out there, but whatever. I don't care what their grandpa's ass to if he shows up. The grandpa, you know, the grandma, you know, and like, you know, their cousin twice removed. Okay, yeah, totally. I never actually really watched X-Files. And I will say I haven't really, like, you know, caught any, like, you know, I know they had, like, more of the recent, like, you know, Aqua Teen stuff. But it was definitely one of my favorite Adult Swim series. That's one thing I love about Duck Game. Like, times we played that. And there's, like, been so many times I've, you know, referenced the Moonanites. Because I absolutely love the Moonanites. But you guys haven't actually seen Duck Game. Like me, Amber, you know, Amber Wolf 17, you know, Elginox, where we played, like, you know, a few episodes of that, but it's that game I go way back with. And they actually have the quad laser from, like, Aqua Teen on there. And if you get hit with it, like, you know, hit by your, you know, your duck instantly roasts. Oh, yeah, totally a robot chicken. I didn't see, like, you know, every single episode of Robot Chicken, but God knows, I think, like, one of my favorite characters on there. I mean, Bitch Puddin' was a freaking menace. All right, let's see. I need to go back to playing some more Bug Eye. And of course, like, I think one of my favorite, like, you know, well, no, yeah, basically about to say that. Or my favorite Robot Chicken skits, you know, Captain Planet. That was like one of the OG ones, but. I think like one of my favorites they did was when like the chicken, basically they referenced, I can't remember if it was The Protector or the Tony Jaa movie when like he was going up like the stairs or whatever. He had like that whole gauntlet he went through. I think it was like kind of a reference that he was basically going through all these other characters, including Bitch Pudding. I think like she was one of the main ones that gave him trouble. Okay, let's see. That's the thing, like, you know, it just feels like some TV today ain't really as good as it used to be. Like, Cartoon Network, I mean, I remember old school Cartoon Network. You know, we had Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo. And all. It seems like we kind of do this every stream where I'm playing this. When people come in and start talking, we talk about 90s stuff. To me, like, you know, one of the main cartoons, like, you know, on Cartoon Network, you know, in recent years, I actually really enjoyed was Gumball. Just I really like, you know, the writing on it. There's like a lot of clever stuff behind, like, you know, Gumball. But other than that, it's just, you know, Cartoon Network kind of like really like fell off, like, you know, the wagon. And, you know, fell, you know. Like I said, I'm one of those, like I said, I'm a 90s kid. So that's kind of like, you know, my era and all that. And I miss like a lot of that. Because like we were talking about like last stream, you know, like pretty much, you know, you don't really have like, you know, arcades anymore. It's more of a niche thing. Basically, you know, like you don't really have arcades, like video stores, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like feel like if there is like an afterlife, my perfect afterlife will be able to live in that era again. Like, you know, when I die, like, I would love that. Yeah, definitely agreeable. It's like, it feels like every era there's like stuff that, you know, could have been done better and worse, but let's be real. You know, the 90s to me is like, I know, like, obviously, you know, today, you know, the internet's definitely one of those things, like, it's definitely a massive double-edged sword, but back then, you know, as I think I said previous stream, you know, you have to worry about, like, people weren't, like, always, like, glued to their phones. They went outside more, you know. Basically, you know, like, the age we're on now or whatever, it's like, it's, yeah. You guys get it. Yeah, it was, like, back then, like, you know, it's, and yeah, like, a lot of people, like, you know, there's a debate that back then, it's like the world was still bad, you know, still rough. It's just, like, you know, you didn't see it as much because it wasn't thrown right in your face with the internet and all that. So that's definitely, like, one that's kind of, like, understandable there, but, you know, still. It's like, it's kind of like one of those, okay, like, you know, pretty much, you know, it's, you can't really ignore, like, what you didn't know was going on. But at the same time or whatever, you know, like, how it is now, definitely kind of wish, I mean, because the thing is, the internet definitely has let me connect with people and meet friends, especially I don't really have, like, a whole lot of people in my town I hang out with. But it definitely is, like, you know, one of the things at times it feels like a necessary evil. Well, not really a necessary evil. I don't know. Don't know how I'm really trying to get at. Yeah. It's just, you know, like I said, I just wish that a lot of kids today, you know, got to, you know, see the 90s. So they can realize, you know, kind of like, in a ways, like, you know, like, as I said previously, like, you know, what all they missed. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, everyone learns. I'm someone that kind of like, you know, I basically look at like everyone's got a past and everything. I mean, I've definitely had my screw ups, and I mean, I still screw up, you know, from time to time, you know, this day and time. I just try to be a better person and whatnot. And, you know, you don't see me like, you know, going around like, basically, I try like, you know, pretty much, you know, be like a person. It's like, you know, what you get is what you get with me and everything. I don't try to like really, you know, like here on my channel, I mean, obviously I got like a lot of like stuff I deal with day to day. Definitely stressful, but I try like, you know, pretty much, you know, keep that off my channel. But you don't see me like really trying to pretend to be things I'm not, like, you know, some would do. You know, it's let me see. But I mean, the point is that everyone, like, you know, has like, you know, their mistakes they've made, stuff they've done, like, you know, that God knows I got like so much I wish I could go back and, you know, and be better about. There's like a lot of people I wish I could go back and apologize to. And why is Woodgal here? I swear they're following me. Everyone's game jumping. So we got a shared universe. We got like a little bootleg universe here. Our own little, like, you know, isolated, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, what's up, fam? I'm gonna go hang out in your game for a while. You know, I'm tired of, like, you know, trying to make stuff for, like, you know, these freaking bats and you know, and freaking princesses and everything. They suck. Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much the thing. You know, you just try to, like, do the best you can with what you got, especially, like, with how, like, a lot of things are going on, like, this day and time. You know, like I said, I definitely have my moments, and I try, like, you know, make it very well apparent to people that, you know, times where I'm struggling and everything, it's not, like, you know, personal to everyone. There's definitely those that kind of, like, you know, make it more, you know, irritating, you know, more, like, difficult to deal with, and, you know, actually, you know, try to, like, they're experts on me about things and all that. That was quick. But, intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic. They're referencing Beastie Boys. I love it. Oh, we actually completed the game. Okay, I'll take it. I saw that. I was like, wait a damn minute here. All right, I know me some Beastie Boys. Now let me some Beastie Boys. But no, but yeah, it's pretty much just my thing is that you know, everyone's got their past. Everyone's got, you know, screw ups and all that. The main thing is like just what you do as an adult to basically be better about it. All right, that's fine, Val. Go ahead. That's the thing, you know, everyone pretty much, you know, has like, you know, their past, has like things they've screwed up that, you know, it's all about like, you know, what you do in the present time. You know, me personally, there's like a lot of things I wish I can go back, you know, and do better. You know, there's like people that I've hurt, some that I'll admit I meant to hurt because I felt like they deserved it at the time. And I kind of look back, I was like, yeah, I was kind of an ass back then. See, I told you I was gonna be one freaking bottle. But it's just mainly it's like, you know, there's people I wish I could go back and like, you know, and fix things with, because I definitely screwed up. You know, that where I definitely was in the wrong, you know, for hurting them, like, be it if it was accidental or meant. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's like, it's what, you know, how you deal with the consequences of your actions, how you own up and like, and basically try to be a better person, you know, from it, you know, for yourself and those around you. Because I'm currently just walking around in circles right here. Yeah, I've tried. And I feel like I've succeeded in a lot of aspects. I mean, like I said, I'll tell anyone, you know, I'm not perfect. No one is. But, you know, and I don't know. But like, you know, yeah, like Val was saying, like, you know, the, because I did never actually, hold up a second, like slime. Okay, I think like it was like yesterday or whatever. It was like, you know, saying like previous day that the slime pipes one. There we go. Yeah. Because I've definitely told, you know, try to apologize to some people, and there's been those that forgive me and let things go, and there's those that, you know, have definitely hold a grudge. And I know all that is about holding grudges. But, you know, the thing about it is, and I've said, okay, you know, it's fine. I deserve that. You know, I don't deserve, like, you know, the thing is, if you ever want to, like, you know, talk things out, you know where, you know where to find me, but I'm not going to push it. And I've, you know, tried to own up. But like, you know, Salty just said, you know, that's actually a good way to look at it. You know, it's pretty much, you know. Yeah, like I said, I've held grudges, but usually for me, it's kind of like more along the lines of like when I hold, like for me, it's more along the lines of not holding a grudge out of pettiness, but just mainly like remembering what they did to me and knowing that I'm better off without them. It's basically, you know, you're not gonna see me like going out of my way to consistently try like, you know, bring their life down or do this or do that. But if someone's like, you know, wrong me, you know, if they done something like really wrong to me, I'll basically try like, you know, make it very well known to people. But otherwise, you're not gonna see me like consistently going out of my way to try like, you know, ruin like, you know, their life or anything. You know, there's difference between like, you know, being petty just for the sake of being petty, and, you know, or like holding a grudge and being petty about it and holding a, you know, basically holding a grudge just basically like I remember what you did, you know, and I just know that I'm better off without you. Yeah. Like I said, you know, I definitely can be, I really won't want to say vengeful person. Definitely not gonna say vengeful. But, you know, I am someone, like I said, you know, when I feel like I've been wronged or people I care about are wronged or whatever, it's like, you know, I don't trust again really easily. Salty, I definitely agree with you on that. I don't really talk to much of my family. I've got, like, you know, some people that, you know, I, associate with. Like, I've got a cousin that lives in Tennessee, you know, who I wish I could see more often and everything. But otherwise, I don't really, like, you know, talk to much of my family too much, so I get you on that. So, welcome back, Val. Amen to that, Nico. But I mean, but yeah, it's the thing. I feel like, you know, there's a difference between being, like I said, being, you know, holding a grudge for pettiness. And, you know, basically, I feel like if you're going to be petty about, like, you know, your dislike for someone, that's when you're holding a grudge. But if you're pretty much, you know, like, being, you know, basically, like, you know, you're not going out of your way to, like, ruin their life, but you're still remembering what they did, so you're pretty much just not forgiving them and just keeping them at arm's length so they don't hurt you again. It's not really, in a sense, as much holding a grudge to me. It's just, like, basically knowing your worth is better than, you know, better off without them. let me see here. All right, how much do we got now? Almost there. Yeah, I mean, y'all seen like me. I try to be like, you know, like one of the most laid back people you can meet. But definitely, you know, I got like, and have my moments like, you know, when I feel wronged and all that. But usually a lot of times I just try to basically express like how I feel about being wronged and try to move on from the situation. All right, let me start like work with Bug Eye right here. Try to like, see if I can change it up some. Totally. I appreciate you, Nico. Thank you. But at the end of the day, again, yeah, I'm just someone who basically just sits down here, plays video games, makes a bunch of bad jokes and everything, tries like, you know, give people a laugh or two. You know, I've definitely got things that I've done in my life I ain't proud of. But I'm hoping that I'm at least just someone that, you know, who I am today, you know, I'm just gonna like, you know, try like make up for that by being a better person. Again, I got my moments. I'm just hoping I can be someone that pretty much, you know, at least just make people laugh and like, yeah, like you said, because I've, you know, been transparent, you know, in ways about like in my past in regards to stuff. all right, Salty. Goddamn line terror, that freaking like invisibility cloaked Darth Maul. Okay, look, since I brought it up, y'all got to see this, see what I'm talking about.
Squash those bugs.
Oh. Well, I mean, I was trying. It's just there was like so much like, you know, material to work with there. So, but my best dialogue for my streams like comes when I'm doing multiplayer stuff. So there'll definitely be like some of that tomorrow, probably. But I'm gonna like just put this across to y'all, because now y'all cannot tell me it doesn't look like freaking Darth Maul wearing Harry Potter's invisibility cloak twirling his damn staff saber around. I had to deal with this stupid thing earlier. But oh yeah, and that's the thing, you know, if y'all want to see like, you know, probably some of my best dialogues and my best moments, for one thing, our Lethal Company stuff, but straight up, see, and y'all thought it was just me that hated line terror. Yeah, Gang Beast, we definitely had some good moments with that, but, you know, if y'all haven't watched, like, the highlight montage on my channel for, like, when we played Escape the Backrooms, yeah. That was, like, probably, like, one of our best multiplayer, you know, playthroughs. But that's just basically what I try, like, you know, the air I try to, like, give on this channel while I walk around trying to play something else. You know, I'm just basically, you know, someone who's got, like, his friends, you know, here, you know, we're just a bunch of mischief makers that just try to make people laugh. You know, it's... You know, the world's like definitely kind of sucks, you know, in a lot of ways and all that. And I just hope that whenever I'm, you know, live, I can just try to bring a laugh to people's faces and all that. And as right now, my throat's kind of dry from like, you know, me talking so much, but you know, hey, it's worth it. All right. You know, I forgot I had Toad and Turtle. What was this game about again? Oh, fucking Frogger. That's right. All right. 8,814. Oh, yeah, just watch that Escape the Backrooms one. And, you know, and honestly, because I'm waiting on, there's this other, you know, multiplayer game me and Big D343 did, like, not long ago, Zort. Is it Zort or Zork? But anyways, like, the dev said there's been a delay, like, in them doing the next level or whatever. But we're gonna, like, you know, play back through, like, Zort from, like, the top, like, when they get, like, some new levels out. Because, I mean, that's the thing, like, I just love about, like, you know, when me and my friends, like, play these games or whatever, like, anyone that watches them, you know, normally we just take a horror game and just make it, like, just comical as hell. Or we try to. Let me see, I'm right here, that's the thing, I suck at multitasking in games where I'm talking to the chat, but again, don't feel bad about that, guys, like, you know, because I like, you know, when people come in and I get the chat and everything, so. Just, like... I can definitely get some suggestions, Val, depending on your interests. Because we recently, you know, started, like, you know, doing Repo, but that's one we've been trying to get the hang of. Repo's been fun. Like I said, Zort, that's one, like, you know, that they definitely, you know, still needs more content. It's been a pretty funny one. Like, if I wasn't on, like, you know, like, once I actually, you know, finish this up, I'll switch over, because I'm currently on my PlayStation, my PS5 input. I'm gonna show you guys like one of the clips from Zort. Okay, now that's the thing. I don't play like usually. I mean, I guess it's just maybe because I'm desensitized to a lot of horror, but a lot of the horror that the guys play isn't even really extremely scary. Like Zord is just like is just pure comedy. I mean, we still don't know what the hell that one was about. I still need to play Silent Hill 2 remake. I need to yeah, like I haven't played Silent Hill 2 remake. It was actually just like a couple years ago, a few years ago, I actually played Silent Hill 2 for the first time. And I tried to play Silent Hill 3 last year on but unfortunately I got to the last boss, and I'm gonna have to, if I go back through it again, I'm probably gonna have to go back through with with more resources. I got the last boss and didn't have enough ammo to take it out. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I kind of get what you're saying, Val. But yeah, because I'm probably just going to check these topics if I'm going to get this, buy this cabinet. I think I should have enough. That's the thing. I've been kind of trying to find something else to play, but I'm also just kind of talking to you guys, but still, at least the game's kind of just been idling and everything. But no, yeah, Zord is just kind of interesting because we still don't know what that game's about. But it's it's an experience. Because honestly, again, horror games, there's not really a whole lot to scare me. I will say Five Nights at Freddy's. But it's because I kind of have onomatonophobia. For those who don't know, that's the fear of puppets, animatronics, dolls, and everything. It's gotten better. But for some reason, Five Nights at Freddy's is a series I haven't really been able to play, even though I have played playthrough Into the Pit and also Security Breach. So I think a lot of it may just be you're stuck in in a room and you can't really move around. I've also beaten case animatronics. Because things, I love the series, I love the lore behind it, love the movie. I've got not long ago I got the 10th anniversary figures for Foxy, Chica, Freddy, and Bonnie. I love the series so much, but it's just I haven't really been able to sit down and really play any of the main timeline ones except for Security Breach. I'm definitely excited for the other one that's coming out. Because literally, Security Breach just got to the point where I was just insulting everything at one point. I got frustrated; they kept on chasing me. But I think it's just more than anything might be I can't really do FNAF because the other games because you're stuck in one place, you can't really move around. Let's see. Now I will say, oh god, screw Kung Fury. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, because one thing that actually I'm not really too keen on playing, because I did a little bit of it when I first got my Quest 2, and I've got Quest 3 now. Amber's actually getting my Quest 2. I do want to actually try Phasmo in VR. I played a little bit of it in VR back when I got my Quest 2, and I was like, oh hell no. I walked in the house and I was done. And normally it takes a good bit to scare me, with horror games. I've still got my old Outlast series, from back when I was doing Let's Plays, that's on here. Back when I had much less, my camera was was much lesser quality. But I did my little playthrough of Outlast and Whistleblower. And, it's definitely kind of spooked me at a few points or whatever, but I definitely, would tell anyone who hadn't played Outlast, it's definitely terrifying. But it's it's kind of weird, how some, see, I got a lot, okay, shoot, never mind. I'm saving more money than I thought I needed. Alright, so that's everything now, right? I was getting, honestly, I got mad at Outlast because that one NPC, the one NPC, that chased you around and bring, basically, just pickaxes your freaking junk. I was like, you're gonna stop doing that. And I made the joke, I was like, can I go through one game in this series without someone, messing with my package? I mean, if y'all know Whistleblower, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's... See, Val gets it. Yeah, Subnautica. That was Subnautica for me. Subnautica. I mean, I actually first played Subnautica back when I was on Mixer. But, I like, it was like, is it last year now? Or, but either way, I did like go back to, it's an absolute blast. Subnautica is great. I love Subnautica. I finally got back around to playing back through it, but screw that game. Now, thankfully, I actually went through there without ever actually encountering like a Reaper Leviathan, and I never had a Ghost Leviathan attack me. I mean, I'm really excited for Subnautica too. Like, you know, me and Amber, I think Elginox already decided we're gonna try, like, you know, do multiplayer on that. Yeah, and Wrath is another one we definitely want to do some stuff for, because I've got Wrath, but I haven't played it yet. I need to fix Kung Fury. I could go in the day, like, you know, once a little more time's passed, but... See, I'm trying to, like, save a little more money up, because I don't know how much the, sign's gonna cost.
Infestation annihilated.
Okay, what'd they say, Yeah. Knows that what you're talking about. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, Subnautica, like, you know, when I first played it, I got scared, like, you know, to the point I couldn't even actually get, because I was, like, playing it, and I actually got spooked to the point I couldn't, like, you know, continue, and that was just when I was in the safe shallows. I thought there was something in there that actually was going to kill me. That's where I realized safe shallows was actually safe. You know, some people say they've had, like, you know, Leviathans actually show up there. Oh, yeah, Dredge is awesome. Dredge is great. Absolutely amazing. I still need to get, like, the next DLC for it, but I love Dredge. I actually got a playthrough for that. That in the first DLC. Now, one I could say, if, like, you know, you probably could handle it. Maybe because it's not, like, one where it actually shows, like, the depths from, like, a top view or whatever. Don't know if you've actually had interest in Dave the Diver. Because, I mean, yeah, you're underwater. I don't know if that's how it affects you, but it's not like how it is with Subnautica or whatever. It's basically, it's like it's a, you know, it's a 2D game or whatever, and it's basically like, you know, you're diving, you know, and pretty much, you know, collecting fish for a sushi shop. So it's got like a management, like a restaurant management thing. I played through that as well, including the Godzilla DLC. But Dave the Diver actually did like a crossover with, like, you know, Subnautica, or not Subnautica, with I was talking about, like, I think Dave the Diver, it would be cool if they actually did like a Subnautica crossover. But Dave the Diver actually did do, like, a collaboration with Dredge to where, you know, it changes the gameplay mechanics to, like, how Dredge works. Okay, yeah, that. I will say, definitely, as far as the darkness is concerned, I think, you know, you're talking about when you go down further or whatever. Yeah, I can definitely see, like, where that might be a problem. But, really, like, you know, when I played or whatever, I realized, like, not, like, a lot of stuff down there, and, you know, in the darkness where it really wasn't that bad. But I also understand, like, it probably affects you a lot differently than it did me. But I don't really have, like, a straight up fear of the dark or anything, or, again, like, thalassophobia. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. God knows when that plays, you know, your heart's gonna skip that beat. I'm just gonna, like, clean out my hoppers. What time is it? Yeah, it's almost closing time. And that's the thing, like, you know, they do have, like, the song like some of the other Sonic games, but it doesn't hit as much as, like, the original. Yeah, we did, like, you know, I was doing, like, some No Man's Sky, you know, with Amber, you know, Elginox, and V43 at times. Kind of, like, you know, definitely took, like, a massive backseat from that just because it was so overwhelming, and I wanted to get back, like, to, like, because we were doing Abiotic Factor. And I definitely played, like, some Sea of Thieves, but kind of, like, fell off on that, too. Honestly, because, like, when I mainly played Sea of Thieves, it was back, I think, when, like, you know, people were cheating a whole lot more. When, like, you know, I think they actually had, like, tools they can make it where they can, like, you know, like, see exactly, like, where the guy, like, aimed, like, shoot someone's ship. And then, like, you know, there was, like, some people would, like, you know, there was, like, one time, there was one ship that was, like, way off in the distance, and suddenly, like, you know, someone from that ship, like, immediately ended up on our ship. So, but I also remember, like, you know, the first time, like, I encountered a Kraken. Me and my friends, like, were, you know, talking, I was like, I want to see a Kraken. And then it just happened. Like, the water turned black, and they were like, you just had to say something, didn't you? I was like, I didn't think it was going to happen. And then, like, you know, battle starts. Thing, like, you know, like, you know, throws that tentacle out, whatever. I'm trapped, like, you know, down up under the, you know, inside the boat or whatever. Because it put its tentacle out, whatever. And I was down up under there trying to get, like, bananas or whatever, or trying to get food. And the moment like I tried to come back up, the tentacle slammed down. I couldn't get up there and help my friends. So I was like stuck, like, you know, down, like, you know, at the, like, you know, inside the ship or whatever because the thing put its freaking tentacle over there. Yeah, I used to, you know, like back when I was on Mixer, I used to play 7 Days to Die. There's like plenty, like several games I fell off on. I mean, it was fun, but, you know, also I think it's like, you know, kind of like the little group I had, like we kind of like, you know, just, you know. And like, you know, kind of like just people I don't really talk to anymore. Like, you know, like that one definitely had like a lot to it. I didn't even check these. What about this one? 'Cause I'm not really playing any of the games right now. I'm just like, you know, I've just been like focused on talking in the chat and everything. But yeah, Sea of Thieves was fun. No Man's Sky, when we played that, I enjoyed it. Just was so overwhelming. There was like so much to do, and it just didn't really have like a little more of a bite-sized experience, like, you know, like survival games, like, you know, what me and my friends normally play. Like, you know, what we usually play, like I said, because we're doing A-Bot Fat, and we need to eventually get back to that. Probably like one of my favorite, like, you know, multiplayer series that we did, though, that wasn't necessarily hard, but definitely had like some horrifying moments. Grounded. Grounded definitely was like one of my favorite games. I wish they, like, you know, would have put more content out. Like actual story content. I like that they did like the little workshop mode, but if you guys didn't play Grounded, Grounded is awesome. Where we at now? 6,000. Yeah, Grounded's great. I will say, if you got arachnophobia, definitely go in, like, you know, be prepared. But if you ever, like, you know, watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or whatever, definitely, like, has that, you know, concept to it. But yeah, basically with Grounded, it's, because for one thing, it's just like they had like, you know, it's just, there was so much, you know, they had like the whole thing with intrigue, just like, you know, just seeing like what all new stuff you could find, all the landmarks, you know, like, you know, the collectibles and everything. It's just like there was such a massive like area to check out. And RPGs and Metroidvanias. I mean, I roll some Metroidvanias now. I mean, I recently did, like, I just recently did, like, finished my first playthrough of Castlevania, Harmony of Dissonance. Yeah, basically the setting is kind of creepier, because the thing is, the spiders, once you, get leveled up enough and get, like, proper gear, you know, yeah, the spiders are spooky. And, like, and God knows, if you're, like, you know, walking around, like, you know, and a wolf spider sneaks up on you, like, they kept getting me, even after I got to the point where I basically was able to, like, take them out in, like, 3 hits. But the, let me see, Valerian, I love it. Stars Weird Game is apparently amazing. Not sure which one you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, I definitely got some Grounded clips, like, you know, I can show you guys as well. I don't know if I can go ahead and, like, you know, finish the day. Because I feel like we're probably going to be able to finish this up next stream. I probably could, like, you know, put a little more time in and finish it up tonight. I mean, I don't know. I know I'll have time to, like, you know, do, like, my Pac-Man stream. I'm just, like, curious, because can I leave? I'm at least I'm gonna wait until closing, like, clear everything out one more time. But yeah, pretty much like, you know, with Grounded, you know, it's like the diversity of like all the different kind of creatures, like seeing like what other, you know, whatever kind of like, you know, insects you know, encounter. Again, like the landmarks and everything. And of course, like the base building is phenomenal. The fact they give you like so much creativity with that. But there's a reason why, like, you know, among, like, you know, our little group order, I basically, you know, decided to designate myself Spidey Whooper. I'll put it in perspective. It was one time that I think me, Amber, and Mac, I can't remember if I don't even think we were really online at the time. All right, Nico. But I can't remember if we actually were, like, we were streaming at the time. But I got a little heated. Freaking toilet. Because we were doing something. I mean, me, Amber, and Mac, you know, we were trying to do something, and a wolf spider attacked us. I can't remember if it actually killed me. I think it got all 3 of us. I can't remember exactly. But the wolf spider, like, I want to say I think it did squad wipe us. By the time they spawn back in, I'm making a beeline for the wolf spider's hideout. For like had like, you know, it had like a den like up under like a table. By the time, like, you know, Mac and Amber spawn back in, I'm hauling ass. They see me, like, they see my little like reticule, like my little, like, you know, waypoint thing, running across the map. And so I ran like over to this table because I knew exactly which wolf spider tactics they had, like their own little dens. I went up under like the table. The wolf spider's in there sleeping. Oh, tacos sound so good. Yeah, for real. Hey, you know, appreciate you coming in, Salty. You know, and go and enjoy your food, okay? You have a good night, okay? But yeah, it's like, you know, they spawn in. I'm already making a beeline across, like, you know, across the yard. Going to exactly where I knew, like, what, you know, the den that I knew this particular wolf spider was in. And I went in there and, you know, and just beat the crap out of him. Like, he was asleep. It's fun. The thing about it is the spiders are cute when they're sleeping. Because they snore. So, like, you know, you basically walk up on where you hear, like, you know, there's one of the first times I actually realized the wolf spider sleep. When I was first playing, I heard snoring. I turned around, the wolf spider was like, it was only like 2 feet, like, basically like a few inches right behind me. So I ran down to the den and just beat this wolf spider's ass, like, you know, and just because I was more mad that he killed my friends than he killed me. And they have like a Dark Souls style thing with ground. It's like when you die, whatever gear you've got, like, you know, it's in a backpack, but they have it set to where, like, you can basically go and retrieve your backpack, and it's not a good thing where if you die again, like, you lose everything. You can just basically go and, like, pick all your stuff up and continue onwards. They got, like, a lot of settings you can do for, like, custom stuff with your games and everything. But yeah, that was kind of like where the whole Legend of Spidey Whooper thing started. Yeah, I mean, I may be, like, you know, the stream may be over, by the time you're done, Salty, but, like I said, I will be doing another stream, you know, after this. But either way, you know, it's good having you, man. So I'm just trying to, like, collect a little bit more right here, because I'm just trying to see if I should go ahead and, I want to see, like, you know, if they go ahead and, like, let me, you know, try to buy the thing, see how much it's going to cost. How much I got here? I got 6,000. Because normally it's going to be, like, I swear, if it's going to be, like, 100,000, like, okay, first off, what kind of sign costs that much? It must be, like, you know, made out of gold. Because normally that's how it's going to be. It's like, okay, yeah, we're going to be here for a while, but I don't think it's going to probably cost that much. I mean, that's maybe, like, maybe between, like, you know, 10 and 20,000. As soon as I clear these out, I'm going to head on out. You just want tacos. Now I want to go get me some birria tacos from, like, you know, my Mexican joint down the street. I don't know. I mean, I wish I actually, you know, could, like, you know, go and grab some birria tacos. But we have, like, you know, there's, like, this Mexican restaurant, like, right down the road. It's like, you know, it's more like a kind of like, I don't really say it's a street vendor stand, but it's definitely like, you know, one of those local, like, mom and pop, like, you know, style, like, brick and mortar ones, stores, where it's pretty much, you know, it's not an actual, like, restaurant chain. And they have, like, you know, these large burritos you can get, and they're freaking massive. Like, you can get, like, get them with steak, you know, like, you know, sour cream. Like, usually for me, it's like steak, sour cream, you know, the rice and all that. I'm not really, like, you know, someone who's really, like, crazy, like, you know, with his toppings or whatever. I'm not really, like, a massive, you know, veggie person when it comes to his tacos. But it's a pretty damn good deal. It's a little, like, it's a massive, like, you know, burrito. It costs, like, probably, like, maybe, like, 13 bucks. But it's actually, you know, it's kind of like it's more filling, like, you know, than, you know, food from Taco Bell. Yeah, I mean, I prefer the birria tacos there. Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, I mean, when me going to the gym, I mean, I can eat. I mean, I definitely, you know, eat. And this, like, this particular burrito, whatever, usually takes me, like, I can eat, like, one half of it and have to come back for the rest later. I think, like, the restaurant's called Abuelitos. Just make sure I got everything. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me put this away first. Put the money away. I like how I barely, like, even played, like, any game, actual games this time. But at the same time, I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, that's the thing. I don't necessarily have the money for food for to actually go and eat out right now. So, but I mean, I've got like nuggies and fries. I got like chicken nuggets and fries I can nom on. No, technically I had that from McDonald's yesterday, but there's like a brand of like chicken nuggets I absolutely love. Pilgrim. They don't have like, unfortunately, they don't have like the loaded ones. Like I've seen like promoted like that they have like basically Pilgrim. Some of the best nuggets I've ever had. I just wish they had like the ones available that are loaded that actually have like chicken pot pie in them and stuff like that. And I think they actually have like a jalapeno popper one if I'm correct. Which I know, Amber, I know that Rocky Nachos probably all over that. But yeah, Pilgrim nuggets, like these things like are absolutely. Oh yeah, they're great. And the thing is, they're really cheap. Like chicken pot pie loaded nuggets. They got popcorn chicken, zesty ranch mini nuggets, and everything. Yeah, cheesy jalapeno loaded nuggets. I really want to try those, but the chicken pot pie ones I definitely do. But yeah, this is the brand right here. If you never heard of them, these things are. Amber, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that's what she's doing. All right, well, I'm going to get me a burrito then after this, Rogues. Thank you, Amber. You don't have to do that, But hopefully, maybe that's a sign like I'm gonna have a good birthday tomorrow. But hey, even if I don't get like anything like throne gifts or like money or anything, I'm still anyone who comes in and hangs out with me, I'm just grateful for you guys. But anyways, yeah, straight up though, God knows, you guys like made this stream fun as hell tonight. I mean, I'm blessed for you. Thank you guys. I mean. It's definitely been like a rough past few days, but just like, just sitting here, just wandering around my freaking arcade, not even playing anything, just talking with you guys about stuff. I'm thankful. I got no objectives done, but I don't care. I swear, they're going to break my machine, one of these machines or whatever, and there's going to be a freaking lawsuit. Dang, well, you could have freaking like slowed down and put that thing down normally. I bet you this is going to be like the same game as... We got some chat. Okay, like freaking, Woodchuck Norris skin. It's the same. Yeah, I tried, Nico. If it's the same game, it's the same freaking game. He's just on the other side of the tree. We got a wood guy. We got a wood guy try like double whammy over here. I hate these games. No, this is some jackass that keeps on freaking like getting into a freaking like contest with me. Like, oh, I beat your highest score. I swear it's just she's on the. Bitch, I know last time I played this, you were on the other side of that tree. Oh, now she. Okay, never mind. That's right. I gotta put her there. Why am I playing this again? I hate this game. Now, that's the problem. See, that's the thing about it. I hate this stupid ass game, and I just like randomly sat down there and started playing it out of nowhere because I get like freaking Paula from Earthbound. All right, let me clean everything up and then I'll. But I'm telling y'all, it's the same game. Move over. I'm gonna play some Wood Guy Jr. It's literally the same game. It's just like the dude and whatever, and the tree looks different. I think they must have heard me like dissing the music, because now there ain't no music playing. The music shut off. The music See, now you can just go and have that, Nico. I ain't got that kind of patience. I mean, Nico's going to her full pinball wizard on the damn thing. My max is like 165, but... I thought I had to clean up less now. I swear it feels like there's more in here. Get the... Alright. Well, I mean, it is say clean up less trash. It's like... Nope. I mean, you might have to get Parzival from Ready Player One to do that one now. I mean, he played a perfect game of Pac-Man. I ain't got those kind. No, the Pac-Man question I'm talking about, trust me, it's different. It's not what you think. It's not a maze thing. I'll just put it like this: Lemonhead Tamagotchi. That's all I'll say. It's a weird ass way to kind of like describe it, but. See, when I say I'm playing Pac-Man or whatever. Yeah, this game isn't a maze muncher. Like literally, it's like a point and click style adventure where you basically got him going out doing errands for his family. Like the thing is, it's not like one of the most like praised Super Nintendo games, but it's like one from my childhood. It was like one of my favorite ones I played back then. It's so stupid, you know, and I love it. I mean, the thing is, with Pac-Man 2 The New Adventures, you can actually play the original Pac-Man. They got an arcade where you can play the original Pac-Man. You can get like cartridges for Miss Pac-Man. See, this one I want to touch. I get Machine. I bet you it's that one prick. It's like, oh, I beat your high score. It's like, dude, I didn't beat like my previous high score for you to catch up with it. I bet you it's him. Watch. Okay, Ash, I've got all the registration paperwork. Once the fee is paid, we can change the sign. How's it coming? Get in there. Don't worry. I won't let him win. Good. When you're set, send it over, and I'll march right up to the registration desk myself. The only thing you had left this side is the name. Still working on it. No problem. When you got the cash together, say the word. How much is it? You aren't telling me anything here. Shop fitter. If this is the last thing we're doing, Rogues, we're finishing this game tonight. 15,000, we're almost there already. Okay, who is... Look at Sam blowing up my friggin' D... What, Sam? 175, boom, your turn. Bitch, I ain't even friggin' like, you don't even get like me my own high score. You know, I'm about to friggin' like block your friggin'... I'm gonna put you in a spam folder, Sam. Put you in the Sam folder. He just won't let it go. I'm like, I don't even care about you. Okay, you know, watch this. Just watch. Boom, high score beat. Now watch. I'm gonna get a freaking DM. Just watch. Yeah, I've never really been great at Pac-Man. But like I said, the one when you playing Pac-Man 2, it's literally like, it's a completely different beast. It's not even really anything that has to do with like maze munching. You're literally just like going around and just seeing what kind of little... It's kind of like it presents itself as like a Saturday morning cartoon. But you can play the original Pac-Man, and you can, like, you know, collect, you know, pieces of a cartridge for Miss Pac-Man. And on the Genesis version, you can get, like, I think, like a game. I believe it's, like, the only time they ever actually did this, but you actually get, like, a Pac-Man Jr. game. Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of like a thing, like, where there was kind of, like, basing it around in a way, but, you know, it's not necessarily, like the cartoon. I definitely know which one you're talking about. That's actually what I was getting to. Like in this one or whatever, you know, like how Pac-Man, because showing this again or wherever, yeah, he's got like his little boots right here. In the game I'm going to be playing, he wears sneakers. Okay, yeah, so we definitely should be able to go and finish this up tonight. But I'm going to tell you, they better not let me, you know, name that sign. They do not want me to name... If they let me customly name that sign, they are going to regret it. I'm probably going to come up with something obscene or whatever. I mean, I probably won't name anything like that, but... Because let's not forget, there is like a Beastie Boys song that basically, you know, kind of like, you know, has a like kind of like arcade-ish reference to it. You know where they say stick a quarter up your ass because you played yourself. But not gonna lie, I don't care how ugly y'all might think this is. I would totally rock this in my house. I would totally have a freaking... I mean, it's not as iconic. I mean, it's not like, you know, as like 90s as the couch from All That. But, yeah, I love this couch. I would totally have something like this. I really feel like I should actually play a game. What's the to-do list? Just out of curiosity. Give me graffiti balls. Defeat. See, here's the thing. Y'all should not bring up Volstock to me at all, because y'all know dang well I'm about to go over here and just completely destroy this. Also, hung on audio lag going on, guys. Give me 1 sec. Yeah. For those who don't know, and I'm right here. That just shows like how I'm like thing was like just dark. And I was just I was holding the button now, still shooting stuff. There at times there tends to be like audio desync due to my sound card, not sound card, my capture card. It happens over time. It's like an audio delay that slowly gets worse and worse. I don't know if it's because like I need a new card or if it's just some kind of like other underlying issue I need to like figure out. But it only happens with my console games. It doesn't happen with my PC games, so I know it's isolated to the capture card. You might as well not kind of screen. You're about to be dead. Done. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we'll definitely, I think we should be able to have no problems with getting the yeah. I mean, like I said, thankfully, see, this is why I say these are Beavis aliens. They're like Beavis and Butthead. But yeah, like I said, I know what it is. It is the capture card. I just don't know if it's because I have had it for a few years. But I think it also because I'm playing on PS5. Now I think I wouldn't be the issue because I haven't with my Switch too. I was thinking it could be because I play on my PS5, and it's capture card only captures the maximum 1080. But I think I have read some things people were talking about with tutorials where I mean I think maybe I could maybe try to do a little audio delay thing or whatever. But I'm thinking it also just could simply be because I've been wondering if it could have something to do with let me go and finish this boss at first. Because, basically, pretty much, the oldest part in my computer is my motherboard. I've had that for a few years now, whatever, but everything else, is kind of more recent. But the motherboard, I think I've had, since probably, I would say about, I don't know when it is, probably about, since 2020, give or take. So I've had that for, about 5 years now. But, the majority of everything else isn't as, dated. Yeah, I don't know if it's really overheating. I'm actually feeling it right there. I don't feel like I probably can't really tell anything from that, but yeah, I think it just could be the motherboard because the thing is, like I said, the motherboard is a little bit older, so I might have to eventually get that swapped out. I was gonna do it a few months ago, but I wanted to get me a Quest 3. Yeah, but others have said they've had similar issues, with this particular capture card. It's the Elgato HD60 Pro. So it's one that goes inside the computer. And I know my computer's cooling is kind of okay, so I know that's not really probably got too much of a problem in that regard. Let me go ahead and swing around this real quick. Swing the perimeter. Yeah, that's basically the reason I got it, because it's wired. It's basically connected directly to the motherboard, so it doesn't have a wire. So it's not by a USB cord or whatever. That's the thing. It doesn't do the lag immediately. You kind of see how it kind of it's caught back up. When I was first doing Volstock, you notice the sounds of me shooting everything were definitely delayed. But now you see it's caught back up, because what I do is it's not the thing is it's really easy to solve it temporarily. I just kind of just shut off my Elgato input on my Stream Deck, and afterwards that's it. It catches back up for a bit. Well, the only issue with that, Amber, is that it would have to be a thing where it would have to because usually it takes about an hour for it to start doing it or whatever. But I think it may just be I need a more current motherboard. Who knows? Maybe it could be if I actually update the BIOS or something on, maybe that would do something, but I'm not entirely sure. And like I said, it's not an insanely bad problem. I mean, the capture card still works. It's just more of a nuisance than anything. I just hate sometimes during my stream I got kind of just I mean, really, like, the only PCI lanes that are being used currently is just, like, for the capture card and my graphics card. But, I mean, I could try switching the lanes or something. That might do something. I don't know. I mean, I keep on saying it could be that maybe, just maybe it is because it's a bit older. I've had it for a few years. Because I had, like, you know, another one that just immediately just, like, went kaput one day. So maybe it could just be I just need a new one, but... Because I was considering getting, like, the 4K one. Even though I don't really want to, like, have any interest in streaming in 4K. See, freaking bottles. And cans. Yeah, what I've got inside my computer, it's not really a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I do have some RGB lighting, but that's, like, you know, actually connected, you know, to the motherboard, like, on the outside and everything. Mainly all I've got is basically... Yeah, just kind of like giving, like, an idea. And you probably won't be able to see, like, that well from this. Yeah, this is basically, you know, my computer. It's basically just got, like, you know, one processor. It's got, like, you know, one, like, a GPU, the capture card. And, like, and you just got, like, the lights and everything. That's basically it. It's not overclocked or anything. It's basically just, like, you know, just the bare essentials for the most part. It's not, like, an insanely, you know, crazy build or anything like that. It's got a 3060 in it. But should have been paying attention, like, my trash and everything. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna eventually get another one. It's just, I'm hoping it doesn't go out before I can actually get the money up for one. I probably, like, should have already, like, took care of it when I, you know, had a chance to before, but, you know, push comes to shove, it goes out. I got plenty of PC games to play. Until I can get, like, get it replaced. But it is something I definitely need, because really the main things I need to get, everything else in the computer is mostly fine. I do want to eventually get me a new GPU, but my 3060 has been, like, you know, getting the job done. The main things I really need to kind of, like, replace is probably, like, the capture card and also, like, again, my motherboard. All right, so let's see. 4,000. Is that... We're close. I'm just kind of, like, at a point where I don't really have to play anything anymore because, you know, we're... Mainly, this is, like, one of those games where I can just kind of sit back and, you know, and chat with you guys or whatever, and... I say that I've been just kind of just running laps around the arcade. Okay, we're close. We are very close. Just trying to think, like, there is, like, I could try to see if I can just find, like, I've already, like, beat Bug Eye. I beat, like, Slime Pipes. I was just trying to, like, find some kind of past time where I get, like, the rest of the money up. It's funny because I'm, like, just trying to find something to play. Wait, didn't I get a new cabinet? Or was, oh, that was the wood guy. Oh, that was the wood guy. I remember we were just, like, you know, we were making fun of that earlier. I could, like, play a little bit of blockchain. I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of like you can tell I'm definitely, like, you know, kind of, like, happy to be at the end, but now I'm, like, trying to figure out, like, what I can kind of, like, just jump in here and play for a little bit. I'm definitely playing no Line Terror. It's been a while since I played Strike Gold, whatever. It's not even... But yeah, let's see. But eventually I am gonna get, like, another capture card. Now I'm kind of, like, forgetting, like, how much I actually used to enjoy this, playing this. You know, it's definitely tricky. Oh, shit. Damn it. That was on me. I just remember, is this freaking like, you know, Woodchuck Norris here too? How many games is he in? Purple ass grimace block. You know, you figure I learn. Oh, now they want to break. All right, Val. Yeah, I appreciate you. You know, take it easy, all right? Glad to have you in here. Give that damn mushroom! You sons of bitches. I'm getting a mushroom whether y'all like it or not. I was trying to get that mushroom. God dang it. Woo, 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 yourself. Give me my oxygen. Give me that mushroom. Oh, crap. No! Damn rocks. Watch this. I bet. Well, didn't go where I thought it was gonna go. Yeah, Abuelitos may be closed by the time I get out of here, or at least I can go and get me like some food from the other place. Because the plan is that like I'm gonna do my other stream tonight. I'm gonna like, you know, hit the gym probably around maybe 3 something or 3 a.m. because I'm gonna like try to see if I'm maybe shooting for like, you know, 1 p.m. tomorrow for like, you know, the multiplayer stuff. Because again, I'm probably gonna like divide up into 2 streams. Well. Break already! Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, you know, the pizza place and, the Mexican restaurant are both, like, you know, right there in the same spot, so I'll be able to decide. I don't know if I'm actually gonna, like, finish Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures in one go tonight. I mean, I kind of want to, because it's not necessarily a long game, but it's just, like, so much to it. Damn it, my ass suffocated. I always like to split it up into 2 streams, just like, you know, basically just focus on the first 2 chapters. Because, like, it's not necessarily a long game. Like, if you focus on the objectives, you can probably beat it in about an hour. But, or like 2 hours. But it's just there's so much, you know, crazy stuff you get into with that game. Okay, we're almost there. Because I know I'm kind of like, you know, running a little bit more, like, longer on this than I was planning. But again, if, you know, if the sign is the last thing we gotta do or whatever, which I'm hoping it is, because it definitely feels like it's in-game, I want to go ahead and wrap it up. Because the last thing I want to do is, like, go and do another stream, you know, where technically would have still, like, probably been, like, par for the course for, like, how long it would have been. But if we were just, like, trying to get, like, the last few thousand, where it probably would have actually been, like, less time than an hour. So I want to go ahead and, like, try to get it out of the way. Almost there. Should have it from, like, these last few hoppers here. Alright. Let's get this sign. And they better not let me name this thing. No, that's the thing. With how long it's taking me, I'm not gonna, like, name anything obscure. Definitely do that, but... no, they probably have, like, a word filter they can do it. I'm guessing she's probably gonna name it, because it makes sense if it actually was called Arcade Paradise, but... Okay. Let's buy the sign. Okay, well, I'm not paying attention to him. Find a beautiful branded sign. And his last thing. What do you want the new name to be? Still not sure. Think on it. Just don't leave it. Leave it too late. Jeez. Hello, Ashley. I told you to pay. I'm told you pay the commercial property re-registration fee. Oh, suddenly you care. Oh, no. I always cared. What will you call it? Why? You don't trust my decisions? You didn't trust me when I started here. When I bought the place, never. Even when I quit college because mom got sick, you called it abject laziness. Oh, she is going in on his ass. Not my finest moment, granted. Yeah, you got plenty of those, buddy. You think? Get him, girl. I built this business out of coppers and dimes and sheer force of will. But it's not enough. Nothing will ever be enough for you. Oh, no, now you want to call, huh?
You make valid points, Ashley.
You're damn right she does.
In business, you must be decisive and... I'm ruining this.
Yeah.
When I sold my third company, I looked up and discovered everything else in my life had vanished. My entire family were strangers to me. I hadn't even noticed. Your mother said that I valued money and status above all else. Maybe she was right.
Damn right she was, buddy, but at least he seems like he's owning up.
Loretta only truly loved two things. You and your sister.
You had to be around for her to love, buddy.
Watching you two together, she said, was paradise.
Oh.
Whatever name you decide, I'm proud of both of you. And fix the toilet.
You just had to friggin' ruin it, didn't you? Trust me, I fixed it. I just fixed it earlier. You come fix it. 11th hour, Ash. I need a name. So, 11th memory of Alex Fingal, the big brother who took me to my first arcade. Oof. Damn, they just like hit you with all the feels right there at the end. So it's gonna be called Arcade Paradise. You know what? Be thankful I didn't name it, which I still probably would just name it Arcade Paradise. And God, look at that sign. Okay, that ending definitely. I just like how he like pretty much he actually kind of owned up right there at the end. I mean, I said like, you know, hopefully he gets himself a nice big slice of humble pie, and he got it. And the thing is, I mean, as someone who basically, you know, has definitely had like some moments where he basically has kind of had like, definitely want to say, you know, pretty much, you know, have some words, you know, like, let's just say like there's been like some frustrations I've had, like namely like you guys like know about the situation with people next door, and I've definitely like wanted to kind of say what I wanted to say to some people or whatever. That's one reason I was like, get him, girl. You know, she laid into him, and God, that was cathartic. And, you know, the thing is, like, you know, and he's just going to jump in saying, like, have you decided what you're going to name it? He's basically, it seems like he's just trying to, it's like, what the hell do you care? You know, it's her property. Let her, like, make her decisions. And then it's like, yeah, I might need to call for this one. And even, like, started off, like, you know, Baz, like, dude, just... But, you know, you like, you know, the little bit of growth he had there. You realize, okay, yeah, I kind of goofed that up. You know, yeah, that was on me. And in fact, she just laid into him. It was so good to watch and everything. But it was mainly because, even though I made, like, a lot of, you know, jokes about him, it's like, I wanted to lay into him. It's like, okay, I'm hoping he actually, you know, gets the picture now. So I want to see that little, you know, character development there, like, basing everything. And you realize, you know, the main thing you think about with the dad is that it all had to be hard on him, too. Like, losing like, the mother, like, you know, his wife and everything. But it's like he was projecting like a lot of his anger on his kids, like, you know, at the same time, it's just feel like the way it kind of like was described is that he never really even, like, you know, he basically, you know, put his work and everything before like everything else. But overall, though, you know, at least, you know, kind of like, you know, kind of had that bit of development there at the end. He owned up, you know, it was like still like a little fix the toilet thing. But that was obviously kind of played more for laughs and everything. It's like, okay, you know, he's still being an ass about it and everything, like, you know, still probably try to tell her what to do. But, you know, this is the guy who pretty much, you know, like, it's like, oh, what was all this illicit? I'm gonna, like, you know, take you out of there right now, and I'm gonna, like, you know, force you to work, you know, this the packaging plant. and everything. And it just was awesome just seeing her come back in and pretty much, you know, make this business her own and basically, you know, surpass him in a lot of ways. The laundromat like wasn't really making a whole lot of money and everything. She came in and did this and basically it's like took like, you know, this whole thing and turned this whole place around, made it her own, made more profit off of it, had him basically take everything away and pretty much, you know, the little investment she did at one point, like when her friends came back in, it's like, you know what, you know, you're good people, you know, I'm gonna help you out with this. And then she pretty much, you know, definitely had kind of a bit of an underdog story to all this. You know, I'm always behind like those. So all that aside, guys, I'm glad I finally got this out of the way. You know, I've been like playing this for months and months now. Obviously not like, you know, continuous, but pretty much the thing where I was doing like every Wednesday. And even a lot of times it was like I didn't actually play it on Wednesdays like I was supposed to. So for me, it's definitely like a lot of relief finally, you know, getting through this. And I absolutely, completely, you know, just 100% loved this game. You know, it was so much fun. You know, it was like a laid back thing. I just kind of go in, just, you know, it was like one of those games that was definitely fun to just talk to people to. Kind of like, you know, how, you know, it is like, you know, with Power Wash Simulator, which I can't wait to get more back on more of that next week. So we're definitely gonna be starting on like the DLC for Power Wash Simulator next week. So, yeah, this was definitely, I kind of like, you know, feel like this stream was absolutely awesome, you know, in the sense like us just in here, you know, just having all these chats about stuff and everything. And it was definitely like a good way for this, like, you know, to end this. One more chat real quick. But it was just, God, that looks awesome. Freaking love it. You know, the funny thing about it is just the way it definitely like kind of sticks like a sore thumb with everything else right here is like so mundane. But that also means it like it definitely pops more. I'm about to say, if the door don't open so I can go in there. But yeah, it's just, you know, I kind of feel like this is a good way, you know, to go out, like in the sense of like just, oh my God, but that thing can go out. Again, just like, you know, us like in here having all these talks about stuff, just having a good time here. It was a great way, you know, like in the stream, you know, in the series. Oh, it's Dylan. Ash, how's it going? Awesome. Although I'm totally run out of space. I might have to buy a second laundry. Then word of caution. Home computers and consoles have been on the rise for years. Just arcades, not so much. Oh, don't freaking say that. We were just talking about how much that sucked. I know, I'm not totally mad. Contrary to popular belief, but I figured if I was feeling sort of retro-nish. Unless he's actually, what they're trying to say is that basically, this already, you know, pretty much the laundromat was, or like, or basically the arcade. I thought it was like, I was wondering if this actually takes place in the 90s, but I think it actually takes place like later. I can't remember if this actually takes place in the 90s or not. But that kind of like feels like it's like some very, you know, painful foreshadowing. But I'm kind of like also wondering if like what it could be, because things they do have a pretty dated computer. As I was wondering if it could be is like he basically says, okay, everything, all this actually is already a thing, and they're basically just bringing back an arcade from, you know, bringing back like a relic right here from like, you know, something that's, you know, from days past. But I think this actually might take place, you know, somewhere, because the music and everything else does seem like it kind of like is dead like an early 2000s or like late 90s vibe to it. But I was kind of wondering if what it could have been is that, like, you know, he's saying home computers and consoles have been on the rise for years. Basically, almost like he was kind of talking like he was still in the past, but he's not. But anyways, I know I'm not totally mad. Contrary to popular belief, but I figured I was feeling this was a retro niche. Arcades will always have their place. So I just thought maybe you're considering investing in something new. I know one development team that would be thrilled to work with you. Oh, Freeburn Interactive? Count me in. Yeah, but we're rebranding. Any ideas? How about Nosebleed Interactive? Awesome name. Love it. Let's sort out details in the future. In the meantime, check this out. It's just like into you guys. It's Arcade Paradise. So they basically just like in the end, this ended up being like a massive ad for the freaking. Of course they would. They actually, this game ended up being like a massive ad for them. That's why I'm not gonna get copyright strike for this. Haven't I heard this constantly out in this damn arcade? They even have their own music video. And the thing is, this is just so 90s. You know, just like, you know, sitting on like a rundown ass, like, you know, chair, like in the middle of what's like a skate park or a graffiti filled area, like flipping like into a freaking suitcase. That's totally 90s. Okay, as much as I want to keep watching it. I'm just hoping I don't get a copyright strike from that or a copyright claim. But either way, I get the hell away from that damn thing. So anyways, guys, that being said, this has been Arcade Paradise. Finally completed the series 4. When did I start episode 1 for this? I'm just curious. It was definitely way back. It was like months and months ago that I started episode 1. I'm just curious here, just looking this up. I started Arcade Paradise, that ain't right. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. I started this series 8 months ago. Yeah, I started like 8 months ago. That's how long it's taken me to finally finish. That's because I was only playing it like once a week or whatever. Sometimes like a couple times a week. So yeah, that's how long like I've been actually been on this. So this is definitely like one of my, for sure, like one of my slow burn, you know, games. Because there was like sometimes I didn't like play like it all between like the breaks and everything too. Like sometimes on this channel. So yeah, I finally finished it. I was like gonna finish it a whole lot quicker if I was focusing entirely on it. But I was just like playing this on Wednesdays and everything. But yeah, like next week, Rogues, we're gonna like, you know, get back to the we're gonna start focusing again on the DLC for Power Wash Simulator, and I may be swapping out between that and also like, you know, Crime Scene Cleaner. But yeah, it was massively cathartic. You know, I keep saying cathartic, but it was definitely, you know, awesome to finally sit down and finish this tonight. And I've kind of like, you know, got like goosebumps, but I guess a little short of breath. It's just like the whole sense of like, you know, that feeling of satisfaction finally completing this. Because I said like last week, because I was like going in, like, you know, I said I want to finish up Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, and we went in and finished that up. And now here it is, you know, we finished this up. So now, like, you know, it means like I can definitely move on to more things. Because depending on, like, you know, because Pac-Man 2 New Adventures, if I don't finish that tonight, which I probably won't, more than likely I probably won't finish that tonight. I'll probably, like, you know, finish up Pac-Man 2 New Adventures next week, and then we'll get again on to the next Castlevania game. But it's going to be awesome going back in doing, like, more of the Power Wash Simulator stuff, because I was switching out between that and this at times. Now I can focus entirely on that based on what DLC I'm able to get at any time. Because I do got to do finish up the Final Fantasy stuff. And like I said, I did get, like, the DLC for Alice in Wonderland and Shrek recently. Because I wanted to, like, focus on that first, because I'm not really the most versed on SpongeBob. I do want to go in and do the SpongeBob DLC eventually, because I have watched a few episodes, but as much as I used to hate SpongeBob, it kind of grew on me over the years. But I do want to go in and do the DLC for that. But yeah, the only DLC I'm probably not gonna do is Warhammer, because I'm not versed on Warhammer at all. But either way, you know, it's just gonna be awesome to get start back on that next week. You know, I'm gonna like probably going on and continuing the Final Fantasy stuff. You know, I haven't actually, you know, played the Final Fantasy remake, but I did start that some time ago. Like the, you know, the DLC, like the Final Fantasy DLC for Power Simulator. So I do want to at least go ahead and continue that, even though I haven't actually really even like played through remake yet. But either way, that being said, I want to say thank you to those who came out and hung out with me for this. You know, definitely, you know, gave me like a lot of awesome conversations tonight. If you guys aren't on, you know, my Discord, you know, feel free to join that. If you guys enjoyed the stream, be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. But again, this is gonna be the only stream. I'm gonna be doing some Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures in a little while after I go get something to eat. So it might be a bit of a later stream, like, you know, might be kind of like running a little bit later on that one. I'm gonna try to be live by at least by 10:30, hopefully. I'm not entirely sure. But again, I'm only gonna probably be like doing like the first 2 like missions for that. But you know, again, I definitely want to make sure like I kind of like, you know, leaves like something in the tank for the fact that I'm gonna be going to the gym, like, you know, probably like maybe around 1 a.m. or whatever, going to get that session out of the way, so that then that way for my birthday we can like plan around, like, you know, throughout the day, you know, for how we're gonna do my streams, you know, for the multiplayer stuff without like me having to go to the gym or anything. But anyways, until the next one, Rogues, because I'm about to go and get me some food, then like do Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures. Much love. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with me for this one. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you for watching.